What's up, my PT peeps? One Eye Bri back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 7 and do a discussion about Daryl and will Daryl get captured? Spoiler warning, if you don't want to know some of this information and you're not up to date, stop watching now. Here we go. Now, Daryl Dixon is a fan favorite for sure. Last time we saw him, he was leaving the kingdom, going to the hilltop. Is that risky or not? Let's talk about it. Now, I understand Daryl leaving the kingdom. It's not working out for him there. He has a different mindset than Morgan, Ezekiel, Richard, whatever. Morgan is not going to be responsible for starting a war, having the kingdom go against the saviors, and for people to die. He doesn't want to do that. Richard is not going to be on the best side of Daryl, that's for sure. He doesn't want to be around these people. That's why he left. I understand, even though Daryl at the kingdom would be the safest by far, because the saviors aren't going to come in. They're not going to have to be around them at all. You haven't seen Negan around the kingdom. You haven't even seen anyone that would know who Daryl is remotely. You see Gavin, Jared, those other saviors, so you wouldn't have to worry about it at all. But I think that Daryl wants to have the fight going forward, and the kingdom doesn't want to do that. They're at a standstill. So he knows that the survivors of Alexandria and the hilltop want to fight. So he's going to go to somewhere that he can go, and he can't go back to Alexandria. So makes sense. He's got the crossbow now. Like I said before, I wish he got his old crossbow back, but he's got a new crossbow, and I'm excited for that because Daryl needs to be able to protect himself, and he will as he leaves the kingdom to the hilltop. Now, I don't know if we're going to see him have some trouble getting to the hilltop, as we might just see him already at the hilltop when it rolls around there too. Now, I think the initial spoilers were saying that would be episode 13 or 14, but that they flip-flop things, so I think it's going to be episode 14 now when the next hilltop episode is. So that's not for a while, for a couple weeks now. But Daryl going to the hilltop, I think, is what he wants to do, because he wants to fight. He wants to go against the saviors. He doesn't want to be around Richard. He doesn't want to be around Ezekiel and Morgan, which I understand, but will he be captured? That's what a lot of people are worried about, but I don't believe so. I don't think there's any word that he gets captured again. I think that's over with. I think he gets to the hilltop. There's a little close call with that. We'll talk about that in a second, but I don't think there. So why didn't he stay with Carol? Well, that would be an option, but Carol wants to be left alone, and Daryl wants to fight. Carol does not want to fight, and he does not want to be responsible for making Carol fight if it's going to cause her harm and break her down. So I understand that, but it would have been a nice place to stay for more than, a night. But Daryl wants to fight. He wants to protect the group. He wants to protect Carol, so that's why he did not tell her the information about Negan and Glenn and Abe. So that's why. I understand for sure, but part of me feels that he should have said something. Then the whole thing with Shiva, I just wanted to talk about this because I liked it. It was a nice connection with Daryl and Shiva, and Daryl will definitely see Shiva again. I believe they will see each other in the finale. So that's just a little spoiler information there. But, Daryl is out. He did not bring the other gun with him, I didn't think, but he should probably be able to protect himself there too. Richard and Morgan, we'll see what happens with that. I can't wait to see what happens with them in, I believe, episode 13, 713. So, Morgan, you're going to get your act together and get the shit together with that. Maybe he's the one that tells Carol. I think so. But, Daryl is going to get to the hilltop. He's going to be safe. And there's going to be a close call. Like I said, most likely in episode 714, but we'll talk about when we get more information about that. Simon is probably going to be the one to come to the hilltop because he's connected with the hilltop as he checks over it, and he's going to be over there looking for something, maybe getting a tribute or whatever, and Daryl and Maggie have to both hide. Oh, I guess Sasha might not be there, so she might have to hide as well, but Maggie has to hide because they don't know she's still alive. Daryl's going to be there as well, so it's going to be like, oh my god, what are we going to do? Gregory's going to have to be a coward again and cave to the demands of Simon and the Saviors. Sasha, I don't know if she's going to be there, actually. She might be out there with Rosita doing a separate thing. We'll talk about that in another video, but Sasha is going to possibly get into trouble at the sanctuary, so if you know what the word is about that, you know what the deal's looking like for Miss Sasha. Daryl. So, to basically wrap it up, Daryl will make it to the hilltop. He will not get captured. He will be safe. He will make it to season 8. He's one of the most beloved characters and fan favorites on there. People say, is he going to die? I do not think Daryl will ever die on the show. If he ever does die on the show, it'll be towards the end of the show, probably when it's on its last season of it, going out with a blaze of glory in something big time, but I could see him being one of the last people standing. Makes sense, he's a survivor for that. But Daryl, he seemed to be safe in all the reports. He will not get captured. He will get to the hilltop. It's going to be some close calls and some, dramatic times, but he'll be okay to fight Negan and the Saviors going forward in Season 8, of course. So there you go, guys. Check out the Walking Dead community page on Facebook. All are welcome. If you like the YouTube channel, join the group on Facebook. All are welcome. Like I said, like, share, subscribe today to the YouTube channel to get more videos. You guys are awesome. Post your comments below what you think about Daryl, what we said about the spoilers, any other information that you got. And as always, guys, thank you for watching, and you guys are awesome.